How do you find a paid internship? Hi everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma, and throughout college, I did multiple internships. First as a front-end developer, second as an ads manager, and third as a marketing manager at a startup. Throughout all of these experiences, I learned so many different skills which helped me to start my own marketing company. It's enough to say that having an internship experience in college can set you up for your career. That being said, it's very common for people to fall for traps in which they end up paying the company for the internship experience. They end up signing up for experiences in which they will get the internship certificate, which they will show to people. The reality is that most of these internship certificates don't hold any value. What you really need to have is experience in great companies that hire you as an intern, and then you get to work on real world projects in which you actually deliver real impact. Projects in which you learn to collaborate with other people, in which you learn to deploy a real world project, in which you get to hear the customer feedback and improvise on that. All of these skills are really valuable when you actually go in the real world and find yourself a full-time job. Now, even before you start applying for internships, it's very important for you to be prepared to be presentable. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, you need to have a presentable website, your digital store, sort of, that represents you and your skill sets. How do you do that? Well, there are so many websites that allow you to build a website from scratch. Things like Lovable, Replit, Bolt. There are many more of these in which you can log in and you can ask them to build a portfolio website for yourself. You could be a software developer, you could be an aspiring graphic designer, a video editor, whatever it is that you are interested in, just ask these vibe coding apps to build a portfolio website for you, in which you can showcase all of your projects. You can showcase all of the sample projects that you've done, all of the assignments that you've completed. Showcase all of that as much as possible, and also talk about your process. How did you work on this logo? How did you come up with the idea for this app that you built? How did you come up with this editing style of your own? Talk in depth about the process, because that is all that there is. When a recruiter is going to look at your portfolio website, they will look at the type of projects you've worked on and also look at how impactful these projects have been. So when you say that, hey, I built this logo as a freelance project for this company and they were able to launch it and their sales grew by, let's say, 25%, that is real impact. So talk about that as much as possible on your LinkedIn profile. First of all, have an amazing LinkedIn profile which is filled from the headshot to the headline to the about section to the experiences to your projects. Everything should be well flushed out. The second thing is to have a great portfolio website, plenty of vibe coding apps that can help you build that. And third, have plenty of projects that you showcase and talk about the impact and the process that you went through to build this from scratch. All right, with that said, now let's move on to the next step, and that is applying for internships. And the biggest mistake people make is to go on job boards and start applying on those forms, filling out all the forms, and then waiting for someone to email you and say that, hey, you're accepted. That doesn't happen anymore. There are so many people who want that internship. You will almost always be guaranteed no reply, silence, nothing. If you want a positive reply, you need to find a different way. Well, it's 2025, and if you're not using AI to get things done faster, what are you even doing? So go on to ChatGPT, go on to agent mode and ask it to log into your LinkedIn account and search for companies who are looking to hire interns for your job role. That's all. So you would give access of LinkedIn to ChatGPT agent mode. It would open up your LinkedIn and it would automatically start searching for internship openings. Anyone in Bangalore, for example, who's saying that we are looking to hire interns, it will go on to their company page, find the founder, reach out to the founder and say that, hey, I am an aspiring logo designer, I am an aspiring content writer, I am an aspiring front-end developer, I would love to work with you. This is my portfolio website, this is my GitHub link, this is my Behance link, and let me know if there is an opening possible. Now, this type of reach out that you can automate will definitely guarantee that you get replies from people, because this shows effort. Going outside of the typical way you have taken the effort to reach out to people, showcase your expertise, and then ask for a chance. People always like that type of attitude, and you will always be certain that you will get a couple of replies back. And that is pretty much all that you need to get your very first internship. Now, when you are getting the internship, make sure that you get a paid one. There are so many people who are working for free in internships and they're happily doing so. The problem is your work will always be discounted. People will always view you as free, as someone who doesn't have any value. It's very important for you to recognize that you are valuable. And if you're not, then probably you should build your skill set first and then get an internship. But if you have a skill, you are valuable and you should be paid for it. And whenever you get to an interview and when you get to the part in which they're telling you that, hey, you're being onboarded, make sure that you communicate that, hey, I would love to get this internship and work with your company, but I need to get paid for it. And so in most cases, in all the good companies that you apply and get accepted, they will be having some type of a stipend. But whenever you hear a company which says that, hey, we can't pay you for it, we don't have the budget for this internship, or if they say that you are getting paid in experience, just shut that interview, run away from that company as much as possible, and never come back to that. Because there are so many predatory companies who prey on these people, students, who just really want to get their first internship, and they end up paying them nothing. It's a big scam, unfortunate scam in India, and I want you to stay away from it. There are so many people who use platforms like, Internshala. There are so many other companies, and they end up in places which are not so great for your experience, but you just get to see that, hey, I got an internship experience in college. The second way is to look for companies who are recently getting funded and then reach out to their founders. These are companies who really want to grow fast. They just raised funding and now they want to grow and reach the moon. And that's where you reach out to the founders of these startups and communicate your value as a designer, as a video editor, as a developer, and then make sure that you give your contact number or your email and just make it really easy for them to contact you and reach out to you and set up your first interview. Well, that is all that you need to get your very first internship. Let me know below in the comment section if you have any questions about it. I wish you all the very best for the internship season coming up, and I hope that you learn and grow in your career. That's all from me today. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.